Good morning, everybody. Mama S here, and today we're talking about blog post number 27, Natural Consequences in Hearing Mom for the First Time. I was just reading this one in preparation for this, and apparently in the last post I was supposed to talk about how strict we are. So we'll talk about that a little bit here. We have very clear boundaries. We have very clear rules. We don't have a lot of rules. We actually have very few. But the ones that we have, we are very firm and rigid with, and we've actually discovered that Precocious lives really well with that. We've had a couple of things that we're like, yeah, like it's fine, it doesn't matter, we don't have to put a rule around this, and she panics. So just so you know, we have very clear, specific boundaries. But this next post is about natural consequences, and this is one that we in the fostering community talk about a lot. I know a lot of parents talk about it, and it's ultimately a consequence that happens naturally because of your actions. So I put a couple of examples in here. The first one is P's friends kept leaving the gate open. We have 2 dogs. They're usually not outside, but if we don't know that the gate's open and we just let the dogs out, they could go running away. So we said that the consequence was that she couldn't go to the park with them. Our friends can't come in the yard for the remainder of the week. So if her friends did it again, which we gave like 6 reminders, checking in, all of that, and we finally said to all of the kids, if you leave the gate open one more time, your friends can't come in our yard for a week. So they can't come in our yard, which means they can't come get you to go play in the park or anything like that. And her friends were really surprised because a lot of parents don't have consequences for kids that are not in their home, but you know, they are impacting our house, so they had consequences. And they did really well for a while, and then one of them ran through the yard into the front yard, left the gate open. I went outside, closed the gate. When they came back, I said that the kids needed to come home and that they could come back in a week. And I just let them know, you left the gate open, I closed it for you, we had this conversation, and honestly, we haven't had that problem ever since. Another consequence that we had is she comes home late all the time. This girl has no concept of time, and you know, she just gets wrapped up in playing as any preteen would. And she was getting home from playing, and she was getting home late. It could be 3 minutes, it could be 10 minutes, it could be 20 minutes. Like it was getting really extreme. So we set the rule that for every minute she's late getting home, she has to go to bed that many minutes early. So if she gets home 3 minutes late, she has to go to bed 3 minutes early. If she gets home 20 minutes late, she has to go to bed 20 minutes early. And that's been a pretty impactful consequence as well. And then we're a big talking family. If you talk to my best friend, he's like, I've never known a family that talks things through more than you guys do. And we do. We talk through everything and, you know, what happened, how it impacts people. And we just kind of talk through stuff as much as we possibly can. And it's been really impactful, the way Precocious behaves in our house compared to the way that she behaved in other houses. People that have known her through those stages, like her biological family, every time we see them, we're like, we don't even know who this kid is. And it's really because we have natural consequences. We say what we mean, and we mean what we say. We follow through with things. Like an example, we went to the Dells yesterday, and they were getting into trouble. And I said, if you do this one more time, we will go home. We will not go to the Dells. I don't care. Like, we're just going to go home. And they looked at me, and there were the 3 girls in the car, and they were like, oh, like, I know that this one is true. And because they're all true. And so they kind of got back in line. So we just mean what we say, and we say what we mean. And the other part of this one was hearing mom for the first time. Now, this is kind of a hard topic for foster parents. Like, we kind of all talk about it. Like, what do kids call us? And, you know, what do we encourage? What do we discourage? You know, that sort of thing. Well, we have always said to Precocious and every other kid that has lived with us, you can call us whatever you would like as long as it is respectful. If you want to call us Mom, great. If you want to call me Sarah, great. If you want to call me Mama S, great. If you want to, whatever you want to call me that is respectful, and we actually have the conversation. What do you want to call me in the house? What do you want to call me in the community? What do you want to call Mama A? What do you want to call me? Like, what do you want to call our families? All of that stuff. We have those conversations. As I said, we talk through a lot of things. So we're a few months in, at this point, maybe 4 months in. I'm sitting on the couch doing something. P is on the computer practicing typing. And all of a sudden, I hear the tiniest little Mom. And I look up, and anytime she initiates conversation, I get a really big smile. We've got some communication challenges. So I smiled really big, and I was like, yeah? And she got such a huge smile. Like, you could tell the tension was just melting away because she was really, really nervous. And she called me Mom. I didn't address it. We just kind of went with it, and it kind of went. And the interesting thing is she called me Mom for a couple of weeks, went on a visit, came back, went back to calling me Sarah. And again, I didn't address it. She can call me anything she wants as long as it's respectful. This doesn't mean that we're trying to replace her biological parents in any stretch of the imagination. It's just whatever she feels comfortable with. And that's why we try and find different ways when we're talking, because she talks to us about, what she wants to call us and stuff like that. And it's like, well, that can be Mom for Mom, biological Mom, and then I can be Mama S, or we can both be Mom, or all three of us can be Mom, or Mama A can be Mama A, I can be Mama S, and Mom can be Mom, or, absolutely whatever. But we just encourage people to talk as much as possible, because, and she's at an age where we can. A lot of little kids just naturally call you Mom. I will say that biological families get very upset with that. Because they feel like they're being replaced. And I just want to say that if any of Precocious's biological family is watching, we would never want to replace anyone in her biological family. We all just want to be one big extended family that all loves this beautiful little lady. So thank you very much for watching. If you're enjoying, please subscribe. And as always, please share. Thank you.